So good morning, everybody. This is Minesh Baxi, and I'm really excited to have the speaker supporting speakers here. We have a great group of people today again, and I'm looking forward to continuing this journey with all of you as we grow our businesses, increase the quality of our lifestyles. And I will tell you the most important thing, this is the most important thing when you're looking to grow in life, when you want to create. And I will mention this right now because I think this is very important for all of us to remember. The community you are building around you and around your kids is the most important thing you can do. Like if you look at life, if you look at your journey, and a couple of weeks ago, our pastor at the church was talking about drifting.
Mhm.
How many of you have drifted in life?
Yep.
Right? I have, so I know that, right? We don't even know we are drifting. That's the problem. And the only way that I have found to drift less is to be part of a community that is taking you towards the goals that are important to you. That is the most important thing you can do for yourself is to select the
Mhm.
communities you want to be part of where
Mhm.
there are like-minded positive people moving in the direction you feel is important. Because once you understand that, then you'll make as much effort as possible to be part of people's lives that will help you grow more. And that conscious decision has helped me with my children. Because a lot of people say, Minesh, how come your children are so, nice, they're doing these things, etc. It's like, hey, I learned the secret early. Make sure you put them in the right community. And once you understand that, then do consciously exactly that choices so that over a time period, you and your children are in the community where they will grow more in the right direction. They will drift less than if they were on their own. So that's like a preachy message there, but how many of you resonate with what I told you?
Yeah.
I would love to hear a few people comment on this because I'm sure some people have their opinion.
Well, I
Go ahead.
am I on? Is my speaker on? I think Manesh, you really hit the nail on the head with that because it's so important how you surround your people and how you surround yourself with successful people, if that's in things, because what you find, you're the sum denominator of all the people that are in your closest five group. And that's something that some people are like, hey, we're so excited, that you're coming over and stuff. But have you ever been around those people? You get done and you're like, you're emotionally, mentally, and physically like just they exhaust you. You're like, I don't have time for this. Like, I just don't have time for that. I need people that are going to lift me up too. And I don't mean to take that away from because we all have tough journeys and we have tough days and we need those people to help us along
Mhm.
there. But I want to be selective in who is my what I'm going to say. My Jesus had 12 disciples, so don't limit it to one BFF. That's all I'm saying.
So I see Rosemary and Chrislyn. So Rosemary, you want to start first?
Sure. I just wanted to say that I'm a real believer that everyone is a part, what they are is a part of everything they've experienced. So it is absolutely critical. And you did hit the nail on the head when you say the community you're building is the most important thing because it's going to be who your kids are and who you are going forward. And that's kind of my message out there is let's create kids that are more accepting and more tolerant because and the way to do that is to build a community that is accepting and inclusive and tolerant and all of that for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Chrislyn?
Okay, so I think what you said this morning resonated with me because I have been caught up in other things for the past probably month and a half. But it is always good to know that I have a community to come back to, a community that doesn't criticize me, listens to me, and one where I feel welcome. I feel like I am a part of this community. And it's almost like a friendship. And you need to be with people who are for you. They will speak their truth. Sometimes you may not like it right away, but it is not from a negative standpoint. It's from a point that will make you better. So for me, I think it's really great to be in a community where we can share with others to help us improve.
Thank you. I appreciate that tremendously because all of us need to focus on that. So, in my case, in general, and some may call me controlling, but my children are not part of any community that I don't approve of. Like, there is nothing that they are part of that I don't approve of as a community person. Sahil, Muskan, would you agree with me on that? Yeah, they are part of the only communities they are part of where I approve that community of what I believe as common values. And that's the one thing that has helped me the most. Because, and Krista, we are talking about how important community is and who you are around, and consciously making those choices is always going to be very, very relevant. And so here is my question to you. So we have enough time. So let's see here, because I don't have any speaker today. We'll have another speaker tomorrow. Not tomorrow, the next week we have another speaker here. So let me just find something here. Let me see what the time is. So we have enough time. So what I would like to do is think on this and then give me your answer. So we'll give everybody 2 minutes today. So Sahil put the time for 2 minutes because I think it'll be enough for. So here is what I want people to say. First, obviously, introduce yourself. Perfectly fine, whatever you want to introduce yourself. But here is the question I would like to ask you and respond to that is which community do you want to be either part of or you're already part of that has helped you? Because how many of you know that there are mastermind groups and so on and so forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there are groups that maybe you should go join. And you should be like, hey, you know what? That group is something if I invest in. Like that's why people join country club memberships, mastermind programs, retreats, and so on and so forth, because now you are part of a certain community that is going to hold you at a certain standard and create certain goals for you that will be helpful to you. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Right?
Yes, yes,
So what I would
yes.
like to do is, first of all, introduce yourself, obviously, and we will put 2 minute timer that Sahil can put, and Macy will call people out. So she's the person highlighting people, because I want to see which community are you part of or you want to be part of that we can possibly learn from. Is that making sense to you? Like, I don't have all the answers, right? You may be part of a community that can be helpful to my children, myself, or somebody else who is listening here, and that will help us continue to grow. How many of you agree that that would be a good thing to learn about which community is helping you or you want to be part of? So good.
Mhm.
So I will turn it over to my wonderful daughter Macy and my son Sahil, so they can give everybody 2 minutes, introduce yourself, and talk about a community either you want to be part of or a community that has helped you in your journey. Okay. And Therese, thank you for joining us as well. We appreciate you. So let us start.
Awesome. So, just a quick reminder as well, the timer starts when you start. So once I spotlight you, go off mute, no huge rush. And the first word you say, Sahil, turns on the timer. So hopefully that makes people, they don't feel like they have to wait, okay? All right, so we'll do Chrislyn and then we'll do Scott.
I am Chrislyn Benjamin from Nassau, Bahamas. I am happy to be a part of this group with speakers helping speakers. In that way, I can improve how I speak, how I communicate with others, because persons just don't want to hear about me. They want to hear about what I can do for them. And so for me, this is an excellent group. And locally, I'm a part of my church group, fellowship group, which is, we call it a cell group, where we focus on different topics. We meet twice per month. And so that is a group that has helped me to grow, including being at church, because oftentimes when you're at church or at a service, the preacher's actually preaching. And so you don't have that opportunity to ask questions. You don't have that opportunity to gain clarity, the clarity that you would need. and we talk about topics that are relevant to everyday living. Even though it's biblically focused, you have a chance to hear what others are saying, to share, and to really listen to how they are feeling, because we may be feeling a certain way, but they may have their own struggles that we then need to stop, sit back, and say, I now understand why they're acting the way they are. Because when we look around, all of us have our own issues that are going on, but we need to be empathetic towards other persons. And to me, that will make a better place.
Thank you, Kristlyn. We're going to Scott and then Rosemary.
You get 168 hours every week, the same as everyone else, the same as the most productive person you know. The hours aren't the problem. I wrote a book called The Perfect Day Blueprint because I kept watching talented professionals work themselves into exhaustion and feel behind. They just never had a system. So I'm Scott Roberts with Lighthouse Coaching and Consulting, and I coach professionals and executives to reclaim 10 or more hours every week by fixing how they manage their time and structure their work and lead their teams. My clients come to me overwhelmed, and they leave with their calendar completely under control and more energy at the end of the day than they had at the beginning of the day. So if you ever finish your week wondering where it all went, I'd love to show you what a perfect day looks like. And some of the communities that I'm part of, this community has been a huge help for me because it's helping me fine tune my message for when I talk to other people. But also a big community that I'm part of is our church. I'm very, very active in our church, and it's something that a place that I get lifted up every time that I go to. So I enjoy hanging around the people from our church.
Thank you. That's awesome. Very similar for us too, Scott. So we'll go to Rosemary and then Roger.
Good morning. Most of what I am involved in right now are networking communities like this one, trying to get a handle on the virtual world of doing what I'm trying to do. And I'm trying to get out to parents and educators that are feeling overwhelmed and frustrated because of time constraints that don't allow them to focus on some of the important things they want to focus on. So I have a program where I give them tools and strategies to basically reduce their stress about their job and what they need to do, and to also provide kids with a powerful bundle of non-monetary gifts that can make those kids more resilient and independent and caring and, happy and ultimately successful in life. And the third thing I want to do is work with parents and educators to give them a method that's pretty simple, that is only 3 parts, that if put together will allow them to create closer bonds with their kids and talk about communities like that. So most of my communities right now are networking professionally. My personal communities they're kind of coming to a group this summer. We have a community of college friends that we have been involved with for 48 years. And we are doing another reunion this summer at my home for 24 people. And those are all college friends that we've stayed in touch with. And then I have local friends that we have a gourmet group that we've been doing for 40 years. And we will be doing a big gourmet get together in a couple of weeks. So those are kind of the personal communities. And then, of course, all of the people that are our friends that we have made family. So those are my communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Rosemary. That's awesome. We'll go to Roger and then Michelle.
Hi, I'm Roger Prasad here in New York. You know what Minesh said earlier about the kids in the community, I had to reflect because we did that accidentally. I was married at the time, and we started coaching in our house before we had kids. So our kids grew up in a house full of us coaching kids. We had one motto. The motto was, we're not looking for excellence, but we will not tolerate mediocrity. So my kids were raised up in that environment, and I didn't realize that until Minesh mentioned it. But when it comes to groups that I go to now my life has totally changed. I'm doing totally different things. This is a group that I like to come home to. I feel like I can come home here and relax and not worry about what I say and that kind of thing. Another group that's helped me tremendously is the No More 9 to 5 Club. That is a group of brilliant, experienced entrepreneurs who are successful and are willing to help people progress in their journey. The No More 9 to 5 Club is a great group. Another group that I enjoy is a networking group. It's a crazy group run by a woman named Lynn Lionhood, and it's called Lunch with Lynn every Thursdays at 1 o'clock. It is crazy 2 hours, but it's a lot of fun, and I make and I meet a lot of good contacts there. I'm a disciple of Robert Butwin. I follow him. Everybody talks about church. I have a church group that's over. We started in 2012. We're not a church group. We're a group that study the Bible. And we meet twice a month. And this is a vibrant group, and we don't joke. We study the Bible really properly and thoroughly. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. We'll go to Michelle and then Terry.
You know, there are people in your life who you see who seem to have it all going on, and no matter what they want to achieve, they have some of the right connections in place to make that happen. And I've become a relationship coach because I can see what people do to make these connections. And I've actually got a whole workshop. Much like a business has a board of directors, you can create your inspirational advisory board of subject matter experts, emotional support, accountability partners, and people who will leverage their success for yours. I think as an adult, in who I am in this point in my life, the most influential group I joined was the author incubator. I call that group, which it's no longer in existence, but they helped me write this book, Life Worth Living. And I call that experience like getting like a precision tool to get a master's degree in business, in English, in publishing, in marketing, in entrepreneurship. It's all of those things. And I'm sorry they don't exist anymore because the network of people I found were so in alignment with who I am and what I was trying to achieve. And I've still maintained friendships from that group. And I keep joining networking groups like this one. This one feels comfortable and at home. Like when we're ready to launch something, y'all feel like we're right. We hold each other up to lift each other up, which is nice. But I'm really looking for a group that will help me find my prospective clients, because at this point, people come to me to find the right love in their lives, and we elevate one another so they actually upgrade all of the relationships in their lives.
That's awesome to hear. Thank you so much. So we'll go to Terry and then Denise.
Hi, have you ever noticed how some women walk into a room and immediately command attention? Not because they're the loudest, but because they're confident. I'm Terry Riley, and I'm a certified image consultant, personal stylist, and I'm known as the confidence fashionista, because as someone who was told that I couldn't wear bright colors and that I was ugly, I know the power of a great. I know how you feel about yourself. So I help women entrepreneurs and professional women love who they are from the inside out. It's my internet. And I use style and color so that they can show up, stand up, and stop hiding, because your outfit speaks before you do. And I help you make sure it's telling the truth. And the communities that I'm involved with are, I have a prayer group that I meet with 6 a.m. every Monday through Friday, which has been really phenomenal in my spiritual growth. And I also meditate with a group Monday through Friday mornings. Love that group. I'm in another speaker group locally. I'm in Maryland. And I love that because the keynote speaker shares all of her wins. She gives us a lot of the behind the scenes, the good and the not so good things that really help us just to learn some of the speaking strategies. And then this group, which Minesh, we've been friends for years actually now, and haven't met in person, but I've grown to just love you, your family, your kids. It's just a family, and I just really appreciate being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. We love having you here as well.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we'll go to Denise and then Jacqueline.
Right, yay! As an executive with 30 years of experience, I looked like the success on the outside, but I was a hot mess on the inside.
Mhm.
I was hiding all of this grief, broken relationships, and struggles I was going through from my teams until one day somebody asked me, "Are you okay?" And I did the ugly cry. I'm not gonna lie. I did the ugly cry. And everything I had been through had come out. And she said, "Are you kidding me? You're not just surviving, you're thriving. But your team needs to know that you're human too, because you're functioning at such a high level. We don't know how to do that." And that's how MadFab, Make a Difference, Be Fierce, Authentic, and Bold, Leadership Transformation was born. It's a program that I'm very passionate about. Um, Manesh, you asked us like what communities have really helped us. Um, I believe it was Chrislyn who said she hates when the preacher talks and then we can't ask questions because we want to know more for clarity. And that kind of scares me because, little known fact, I'm a certified lay speaker in the Methodist Church, and I've been filling in the pulpit almost every Sunday for the last couple of months at different churches in our district. So, that's something that I do. That's my community, and it's something that I absolutely love. What has helped me more than anything in the last 6 to 7 months is AI for business. And because I needed to understand how can AI help me grow my company, my business, and what I want to do. And it out of that came a group of 6 of us. We meet every Thursday at 9 o'clock at night when I usually am winding down, ready to go to sleep. So that's helped me. I'm
That's
Miss Fabulous. I'm here to help you have a fabulous day.
Thank you. We'll have a fabulous Friday. We'll go to Jacqueline and then Krista.
Good morning. Thank you guys for this opportunity. I am Jacqueline Small, life insurance representative. I help families and individuals to create and plan for their future. And if you know of anyone who's interested in getting life insurance, please tell them to come my way. I'm at 224-244-2510. This is such a great topic for me because as an individual, I literally choose the people who are in my circle. And unfortunately, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that my circle is smaller, but it now put me in a position where I am actually recreating that circle, but I'm creating it with a different purpose and with a different sense in life. I'm not, as a young Jack versus an older Jack, what I'm looking for in friendship is different. I joined, of course, I'm part of the speakers group here on Fridays, which I do enjoy. I'm learning and I'm hearing other people. And I remember, I think it was Scott said, and Denise, non-judgmental. I like that the feedback is about supporting and not tearing down. And I enjoy that because I used to be very sensitive and I used to take things personal. Now I've joined into 2 groups in my church as because again, with going to church, pastor preach, shake his hand, you walk away. It wasn't doing it for me. I wanted to be a part of the community and get to know the people within the church. I've been in this church now 13 years. So it's not the church I grew up in. And so I'm part of 2 different groups within my church, and I am learning about other people. And recently I joined another group called Dreamers, and Dreamers stand for women in the Bible who are strong woman. So I really enjoy that, and thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Jacqueline. We'll go to Krista and then Therese.
Denise, I'm glad that you were able to find someone that you could open up to when they asked you that simple question, am I okay? Because this conversation about community has made me think about something that a lot of people don't really even talk about. I don't even know if people even think about it anymore, about how broken our society is. That we calendarize our time with family and friends because we all live such separate lives. And yet we wouldn't necessarily change that because we all have different goals, different dreams, different places we want to live, different things that we, workplaces that we want to have. So I don't know what the solution is, but I feel like we have lost something as a society where if you don't check in with a friend, they'll just assume you're busy. And I think that's a real issue. Now, as far as communities that I've found helpful, there are a number of them. I'm a ghostwriter, I'm a creative person, and I love to be in an environment where we can have fun. So I'd like to find out more about Lunch with Lynn. Was that Roger, I think, who mentioned that? Because you said it was a crazy group, fun group. And I'm part of an improv group. We meet online on Saturdays and we have loads of fun. I'm part of a number of peer social groups for people who are blind and visually impaired, because people may know me, in addition to being a ghostwriter and speaker, I'm a skier, just a beginner skier, bunny slope, and I happen to be blind. Other community groups, Innovation Women. I believe that group is truly a community in the sense that we reciprocally, if that's a word, answer each other's questions. We're there for each other in different ways. They've held events where people take pictures of each other speaking, work together toward that common goal. Minesh, you kind of that comment about controlling the communities, took me aback, because I love embracing differences and opening minds to possibilities.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. We'll go to Therese and then I think Scott, you already went. Scott and Roger already went, right? Okay. So then after Therese, it'll be John. John Jew, sorry.
Good morning, everyone. If you're at a point where you know that you need to make a major lifestyle change, but you're terrified that the change could cause financial ruin, I have a solution for you. I'm Therese Nicholas, known as the Wealth Coach for Women, and as someone who's watched women I loved stay in really bad situations because they were terrified that making a change could cause financial ruin, I've made it my life's work to help women understand money and rewrite their money story so that they no longer shrink their dreams to fit their doubts. I've been doing this work for decades. And what I do is I've created a coaching program that bridges traditional financial planning as a certified financial planner with success coaching so that clients confidently design their next chapter while really understanding what they can comfortably afford. Communities that I'm in that I enjoy, I am in a mastermind group with a gentleman named Ash Shukla. I'm also in a number of other networking groups. And, like Jackie said, as I've gotten older, it's like my community, I feel like it's shrunk down to nothing. When my kids were young, I was very involved with their school and, different things, Boy Scouts and the like. And then once they outgrew that, it's like I felt like my whole community evaporated, and I've been trying to find a new one.
Thanks for sharing and thanks for opening up, Therese. And we're really happy to have you a part of our community.
Thank you.
We'll go to John Jew and then Anjan.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry I was late. Anyways, I am going to do something a little bit different since I have 2 minutes here. I'm reinventing myself constantly. And what happened yesterday, I was in a mastermind that I just heard that was, has shrunk down to global leaders, a very small group. And what happened yesterday was amazing. I put a post in, and I'd like to read that post here real quick. And I got my 2 minutes here. Rick Amato's training tonight was powerful. What an honor and a huge win to have Rick as our guest on Jason McNamara's No More 9 to 5 Mastermind. His experience, wisdom, and professional understanding of media gave me a major takeaway. The most powerful way to reach people is not to preach to the masses, but to have a real one-on-one conversation that the masses can witness, feel, and share. That is exactly the direction Rico, he's my co-host on my podcast, and I are taking with our elder health conversation. We want to bring forward a message that is not political, but deeply human. Our elders are suffering, caregivers are overwhelmed, and families need hope, truth, and real solutions. Lifestyle medicine is our foundation because our health is the foundation of who we are, how we live, how we love, and how we serve. The conversation needs a bigger stage, and the time is now. So as I reinvent myself, that is what I'm learning now, is when I get in front of, today we're going to be meeting and we're going to be figuring out that we can have this conversation that will touch so many lives just with our conversation that is going to be so real. So basically, I wasn't quite prepared today, and that's where I am today. Thank you.
For sharing, John. I'm really happy to hear that. We'll go to Anjan and then John Lilienthal.
Hey, thank you, everyone. Hi, I'm Anjan. I'm sure you would have seen or interacted with many corporate managers who have challenges working with their early career talent. So, what I do is work with those corporate managers to train their early career talent so that they become self-led contributors and that their thinking becomes visible for managers. So, managers will be like leading a team that is more productive than earlier. And that's a transformation I bring about. Uh, with respect to communities, I love this community. I love Minesh's family. Every time I interact, I learn something new. So it's a very like somebody was saying, this is like family for me. Apart from this, I also have another community with like-minded friends that I connect once in 2 weeks. Who are at different stages of their career with respect to speaking. So trying to connect with them, learn their thoughts and journeys. So that's the two communities, but I really would love to have more such communities. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. We love having you here, Anjan, too. It's so great to have people like you in our community as well. And then we'll round it out with John Lilienthal.
Hello, my name's John Lilienthal. I'm very happy to be last because I can listen to everybody else's and be better. The groups that I belong to, a lot of people talk about church groups. I work with kind of a mastermind. It's a men's Bible study, about 40 people in it, and it's very open. You can ask any questions or have your opinion or whatever. And also a small group that we do, that's like 15 people that we meet every couple of weeks. Outside of that, since I work with businesses, I have quite a number of masterminds and groups that I have access to. I go to one AI mastermind where I've learned a great deal. I go to another one that's more business and related as to what we're all doing. And then I also have a group of people from the church, guys from the church that I know, that we just get together periodically to talk over things and ask questions, always open, things like that. I also have several other areas that I want to get into. One is in the local area, getting in with the groups that are large companies and big executives, where in some ways I don't feel like I belong, but I know I do, and I can work with them and I can learn from them and just get to know them and take some of the shiny off their caricature, shall we say, and do that. And of course, this group is really great. I've been coming to it for quite a while now and enjoy it quite a bit. Good people, and I've been a couple of really great people that I continue to talk to. Thanks.
Oh, thanks, John. And that was great. So you were doing an amazing job at rounding it out. We'll go to Sahil.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sahil Bakshi. I'm 18 years old, and I kind of just I know things we're gonna have a little different introduction here today, or just speaking in general. But as many of you know, I host my own podcast, Future Millionaires, and almost all of you have been on it. And if you haven't, I would love to have you. But of course, I've been surrounded ever since I started Future Millionaires. I've been surrounded by an amazing community and an amazing, group of well-rounded people. I've connected with a lot of business owners, a lot of coaches and authors, and speakers, entrepreneurs, people who serve different sort of spaces and areas, as well as being involved in, this networking group here, speakers supporting speakers, and as well as involving myself in other groups, to surround myself with other young entrepreneurs, other young adults, other teenagers as well. Um, because I live by my own mission and my goal to help, young generation, young adults and teenagers alike, to help inspire them and to help them, receive that education that schools rarely teach them. I can't forget being involved with my amazing family, my sister Macy, my dad Minesh, my mom Kim. I really couldn't have done any of this without their support, without their own mentorship and their help. I really couldn't have done it without them, and I'm really blessed to be surrounded by such a wonderful family.
Thanks. I'll go really quick. My name is Macy Bakshi. A lot of you guys know me. I'm 22, and obviously the community is a big part of where I am today. I know my dad spoke a little bit about the parent side of it and what it meant for him to kind of form that community. But because of that, I really grew up in a way that I just always felt supported by the adults. And so that growing up, I felt like I was on the same level with them at all times. And it's been something that I come to expect of even people my own age because my dad just did such a good job at forming different types of community back when it was in person and we did a lot of in-person events. When it switched to virtual, just putting me around really great people and showing that I can strive to be better and accomplish more. So that's something really big. And I definitely don't think that I would be where I am today without investing myself in these places. And then also growing my own communities independent of my family. There's so many people that I know that don't even know my parents like that. But because of the foundation my parents put into place, that I do have a standard when it comes to the people I let into my life. And I think that's really helped me in the long run. Things like I was really active with a local Toastmasters group and all of the Bible studies that I go to, all of the friends I have in my life. I know what I can expect from them, and I know what I can expect from people in general, and that has always made me want to strive and find people that are supportive like that. So I'm really lucky to have people like you guys, as well as other people in my life, support and help me through different times and achieving different goals, like speaking and TEDx coaching, and just helping other people realize their goals.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you pouring your heart into this conversation today. One thing which I want to mention to Krista is that I believe in controlling children's environment until they are adults. So I want to make sure that we don't misunderstand that part about it, because obviously you want children who can be easily influenced in different communities. We want to put a guardrail around them to make sure that's influenced by the right people. So one of the things which I want to mention is choosing communities. The two things that you should always be looking at when you're choosing communities. The first one is to make sure that you have a goal that you are very clearly in your mind pursuing. You have a goal that is important to you that you really want to pursue and achieve. The second is the value system that you have that you want to continue expanding on. When you look for a community, make sure the goal that you want to pursue and achieve can be achieved through that community. And the community has a value system that you strongly believe in will be a good system for values. Those two things are critical when you are evaluating which community to join. Until my children, obviously now they're adults, 18 and 22, I wanted to make sure I knew that and I taught them the values and gave some goals to them so they can continue to pick the next community. They can pick any community once they're adults, but they have been given the value system and they're pursuing their goals. Is that making sense to you, everybody that I'm talking about, right? Because Denise wants to say something, and then I want to give people an opportunity to network in their breakout rooms as well. So Denise, go ahead.
I'll just say it really quick. I think it wasn't articulated, but everybody said the same thing. We're very intentional in who we choose, and that's the whole thing about it's not a control, it's just we're very intentional about where we go and what we do and how important that is. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, and I appreciate it. So thank you, Denise, for saying that. So here is we will have, we have 14 minutes, so that's enough time. So we will have 3 people in each group, 3 minutes each. So Muskan, whatever math you need to do for the people here, you might have to do
Yep.
that.
All done.
Okay. So 3 minutes, three. So here is the assignment because we are talking about community here. The fastest way to achieve a goal is to pick a community that will help you achieve that goal. Does everybody agree with me on that?
Mhm.
So in your networking group, tell a goal that is important to you, and others can maybe tell you a community that you can be part of, or you can tell about a community that
Yeah,
you're pursuing to be
I'll be
part
out
of.
in a minute or two. Are you okay?
Yeah. Yes, John, we are okay. So the point is, tell other people in your networking group what is a goal that is really important to you, and then what community are you looking to join, or they can help you understand maybe a list of communities that might help you. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about, right? Because that's really going to be very helpful to each and every one of you. So let's go into the breakout rooms, 3 minutes, 3 people, and make sure that you are respectful for about other people's time as well. Thanks. This was very, very fun group exercise today. I really enjoyed it.